Assyria did not come to negotiate, it came to erase. Sennacherib swept across the land like a blade through dry grass, city after city broken, walls split, bodies left in the dust as a warning to whoever still thought resistance meant something. By the time his shadow fell over Jerusalem, the world already knew the pattern. Assyria surrounds, Assyria mocks, Assyria burns, and whatever survives kneels. And at the gate they did what empires do best. They laughed. They shouted up at the walls. They mocked Hezekiah. They mocked the people. They mocked the living God as if heaven were just another city to sack. Their words were not diplomacy. They were siege engines made of contempt. Fear rolled through Jerusalem like smoke. Inside those walls were frightened families, trembling soldiers, and a king who knew the truth. Against Assyria's iron, Judah had no strength of its own, so Hezekiah did the only thing left. He went to the temple. He took the threat, spread it before God, and prayed. No speech to rally the crowds, no last glorious charge, no fantasy of human power, just a king on his face before the Lord. While outside, the greatest war machine on earth waited to devour his people by morning. Then night fell, and the camp of Assyria, so loud with arrogance by day, went silent under judgment. No trumpet warned them, no wall stopped it. No sword in Judah's hand won this battle. In the darkness, the angel of the Lord moved through the Assyrian camp, and death walked with him. The men who had shouted at Jerusalem never shouted again. Warriors, officers, and captains, the pride of the empire, struck down where they slept. Tents became tombs. Armor became burial metal. Fires still burned, but the hands meant to feed them were cold. Morning came and the brutal truth stood naked in the light. 185,000 dead, not wounded, not scattered, dead. The army that came to bury Jerusalem lay buried by the God it had mocked. The same soldiers who had promised terror became a field of corpses before they ever touched the city. The empire that made nations choke on fear woke up choking on its own silence. And Sennacherib, the king who thought himself untouchable, did not conquer Jerusalem. He fled. He went back to Nineveh carrying the humiliation of a man who had come to crush a kingdom, and found himself crushed by heaven instead. Later, even there in the house of his own God, death found him too. That is the harsh truth of the story. Judah did not survive because it was stronger. Jerusalem did not stand because its walls were higher. Assyria did not fall because someone outmaneuvered it. Assyria fell because it lifted its voice against the Lord, and in one night the Lord answered. This is not just a story about an army destroyed, it is a story about human power reaching its absolute height, drawing its sword against God and discovering too late that there are battles no empire gets to win.